to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Williams. His first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. That will go for a gain of 7. And it's second down. Now a first carry here for their running back. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Hey, 33.
Mayfield off the play fake. And he pulls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Emeka Egbuka, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to...
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. Aubrey now for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. 14, Bears 0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is disturbed. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A huge play there for Chicago. 41 yards.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline. But here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side, too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears have got it back to within a score. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Right back to him on 1st down. Stopped on the play by Jaquan Brisker. You look at this Bears defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass. Toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
So prepping for this game, I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you. Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Throw left side complete to Scott. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Mayfield down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Here we go on 4th down. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the 1st. Good spot on the field to go for it, kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter's telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow, might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
CD, you remember John Elway?
Oh, boy. How could I forget John Elway and how many NFL defenses? So glad he's no longer throwing the ball around.
Well, Elway threw for 51,475 yards, and we just saw him go past that number for career passing yards.
That means his career now as memorable as John Elway's, and that's a pretty significant accomplishment.
Man, what an accomplishment it is. Congratulations. And he's still doing it. Still doing it at a high level. And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop. and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Buccaneers go up by 2 touchdowns. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
From the 24 now, here's second down and 8.
Ready to hard. Here we go.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Ready to hard.
They'll try the left side. Hancock. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 51 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. That's about as exciting of a 1-yard run as you're going to see. Finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler. But again, just 1 yard out of it. So from just across the midfield stripe, here's second and 9.
Ready to hard.
To throw, Williams. A pass complete to Odunze. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Working out of the gun, Williams. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. For the Bears at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
To throw, it's Williams. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and
3. Ready, set. Park Spurs! Park Spurs! Park Spurs!
To the air, Williams. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 14. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
For the Bears, first down. First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Ready, set, go!
Looking to throw is Williams. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 1.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Here's Williams. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll go. Here's Williams. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Bucs are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. He's still on his feet. Off to the races. Moving inside the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. 91 yards. And the Bucs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this will frustrate a coach right here. The flag is out before they get off the extra point, and this is going to be a delay of game. Now for the point after. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Makes the score Buccaneers 28, Bears 7.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Ready, set up.
And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Ready, set up.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Ready, set up.
2nd and 3. Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Ready, set up. Bravo. Here we go. Yes. Bravo.
From the gun, here's Williams. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
It's caught on the right side. Williams.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
A tough spot here. 3rd and 15.
Ready, set up.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 27-yard line.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's a 2nd and 7. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers, guys who can make big plays, interceptions, not get free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. 59 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game. When we talk with people about what we think the most important quality for an NFL quarterback to possess, what do people usually say?
Arm strength. He showed the arm strength there.
Yeah, pretty good bullet pass he threw, but he wasn't accurate, was he?
No.
Listen, you like mobility, but accuracy, first and foremost, is what a quarterback needs. He didn't possess it on that play.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They'll start on the ground here on first down. No gain on the play there, second down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
180! Regular.
Mayfield. Trying to lay one up deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. There he goes, right side. Down the right sideline. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them in the turnovers, they've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
2nd and 6. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Aubrey now for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back. The end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Thomas has got it, complete. Oh, the gain of 3 on the play. And now third down and 6 to go.
Brings up third and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Let's go now. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready, ready.
Thompson. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
It's a gain of 11. And the Bears first down.
19,
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Thompson looking to throw. He'll get this out quickly to Odunze.
The 20, 5, and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Rome Odunze, 50 yards. And the Bears are able to at least get one score back. Point after, right down the middle. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be out just just a yard or two shy of the 30.
91 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 down at the 31. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. To throw, Mayfield. Now they go screen. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a Buccaneer first to pick up of 12 yards.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
180!
Oh, the motion comes too late. And this is going to be a delay.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. What's up?
Following the penalty, they go back to the run game. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
At the 6-yard line.
Please. 20. Start.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
What's up?
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
6.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Let's go now.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Tops it now from the gun. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
180. What's up?
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 119 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Hey! Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
And they will take a knee here.
Ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Come on, set! Cowboy 80!
And they take a knee. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Tampa Bay, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they